So I would say the two, you know, like let's say we wanted to do like an immediate change your ball flight pattern, right? So when we look at these and we say, hey, what are the things we want to improve? The contacts, so the fats and thins, and then pushes and then pull hooks, right, being the primaries.
Yes.
So if we wanted to change the push and pull hook, the first thing that we would look at would be the follow through plane. It's funny because we talk a lot, and then how often, you know, we'll do videos on, if we look at the shaft angle and we imagine there was a line through the shaft that went up forever, right? We talk a lot about getting that club back on that plane line during the downswing to the ball. But not a lot we talk about the fact that it should go back up the plane line through the ball, right? So once I'm here, that club works on plane, and then it should continue working up on plane. You go too high and to the right. So a good checkpoint from down the line would be that we're trying to get the shaft under your shoulder. So shaft under left shoulder from down the line would be like a good checkpoint. It'd be the same way from down the line if we said, hey, where should the shaft be during the downswing? Well, we would say on plane, the shaft would come under the right shoulder, right? Over the right shoulder would be too steep. Under the right shoulder would be on plane, under the shoulder. So on the way through, it's just symmetrical. It should be under the shoulder. If you imagine just like a perfect circle right around your body, we would go under the shoulder with the hands and shaft, and then under the shoulder again. Now, because we go too far high and to the right, so the shaft kind of goes through the neck, to get under your shoulder, it's going to have to feel quite a bit low and left. Yeah, exactly. It'll feel to you like your arms and hands are working much more around you to the left. Let me have you up here, Lucius, for a second so you can see this. If we reference like my heel line, right? When you come through, I would want you to think about getting the butt of the club left of your heel line. Left of your heel line. Yeah. So if you go through your neck, that butt of the club goes.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Whereas this on the way through should be more round. So the hands are left of my body and this butt of the club's left of my hip line. For you, again, from the down the line, and we'll talk about that piece too, because there's 2 or 3 things we want to look through, but when your head comes off the wall, right, and the trail shoulder goes high, and then the shaft goes high, you want to be head on the wall, right shoulder down, hands under shoulder. That'd be a good one. Head on the wall, right shoulder down, hands under your shoulder. Instead of this way, yeah. Hey guys, so it's that time of year again for us at CogornoGolf.com. Our prices will be going up as of July 15th, and I want to make sure you're aware of this, so if you sign up before July 15th, you lock in our current prices forever for as long as you're a member. So currently our prices are $69 a month or $495 for our yearly price. As of July 15th, they will be going up to $89 a month and $595 for the yearly. You guys have showed us awesome support, and to keep up with our demand, right, we have no choice, but eventually we have to raise some of those prices. Myself and all of our coaches are there 24/7 for you to send in your swings, right? We give you that monthly feedback that you get and answer all the questions you have. I'm telling you guys, it's awesome. I wish I had this back when I was playing to use as a resource. You get all of our practice plans. You get a specific plan from a coach, what drills to do, what priorities to focus on, what not to focus on, how many reps to do of those drills, when to move on to the next piece. And guess what? We don't just leave you go do them. We're there. Ask us questions. We help you guide through feels. All of us have been working on our own games. We know what it's like to take your game to the next level. You're going to absolutely love our community there. July 15th is when those prices go up. If you want to lock in that lower price, you've been thinking about joining, I urge you to do so. I'm very confident we can help you with your golf game. We'll put the link to Cogorno Golf down below. So when we hit here in the follow through, I'm gonna hit 1 or 2. Now I got the same 7-iron. We're probably doing this like, you know, half swing length to start with, but we wanna change that follow through plane to get rid of that, the push and the pull hook. And our goal when we're doing this right is to see the ball launching on the line we want. That's be part 1. So I'm gonna hit, if we reference this camera over here, I wanna hit and I'm gonna hold my finish. And I'd like to see the 2 primary pieces, which is the butt of the club is left of the heel line. So it's my swing direction, right? And then I want to see the club head to the right of my hands. Now, ideally when I'm doing that, you see how the toe is like right on top of the heel, right? So the toe is right on top of the heel. Not pointed up, not pointed down, right on top of the heel. So if I want to just go straight shot for these, I would do 1 or 2 rehearsals, and I've got the stick, right, on my heel line to reference where that butt of the club is going to be. And we're just going to do a half one first to start with. I'm feeling the butt of the club, left of the heel line, club head to the right of the hands. Yeah, in our practice swing, for me to go from high and left to low and right, I'm going to feel more like my left wrist stays bowed all the way into the follow through. So I would hit one here, and let's see if I can do it and hold my follow through. Now see how far to the right mine is? Now that's stupid.
At what point are you bowing your wrist?
Immediately to start down and through the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Now look how far right that is in my hand. It's like 3 feet. Very exaggerated. Would never happen in a real swing.
Right.
But if your normal's here,
Right. You want it to be.
you have to feel this, and just to get the neutral. So I'm going to hit one. I'm going to try and keep, and I want you to do is keep the club head about 3 feet to the right of the hands, just for the half ones. I'm still getting the butt of the club to the left. Club head stays right of the hands. Right? Now see, look how far to the right that is. So that's probably 2 feet. Again, exaggerated, but why am I doing that?
Because you want to get to the neutral.
Yeah. Keep the hands ahead of the club head. Okay. Yeah. So the point being for you when you're going and you're like, that doesn't feel right, I'm not doing, etc. You're just not exaggerating it enough. We might need to go slower, right? We need to go shorter. But for you, we're just finding out what you need to feel. You might need to feel like the club head is here.
Okay.
That far to the right. That's all.
Do one.
Yeah. You know, the old pattern when you'd go in, up, steep, you had to fix the steep with a late shallow, which was head off the wall,
Right.
high handle, down the line.
Yeah, the only way to keep it somewhere in play.
Now we removed all those earlier pieces. So now you no longer go in, go up, go steep, so you don't need that anymore. That's why we're getting the push and the hook. So now that we're good, like perfect plane into the ball, this is why this piece for you is so important. It's just putting the rest of that puzzle piece together in the follow through of just matching the plane line on the way through that you had coming down. Remember when we come in, we always say, hey, the club head should be right inside the hands when it's down my toe line, right? Yeah. We always talk about that checkpoint. Well, what about the follow through? Just to the right of my hands, right down the toe line. It's just for you right now, your normal is ball line, yeah. So I'd like to put something similar to this, where we have, if you would do your normal release, essentially we'd hit it. Now here you're gonna go underneath it. Now you in the beginning, is an important note, you in the beginning when you were steep, you would hit really big pulls and cuts with this.
Yeah.
Now this should match your pattern because we're already in a good position here. Okay. So the feel here, if I keep my head on the wall during the backswing, how I keep my head on the wall is by tilting my left shoulder down and turning.
Okay.
So I tilt and turn, left shoulder down, head stays on the wall. On the way down, I just do the opposite. So I turn and tilt my right shoulder down. So from a feel perspective, what I really like would be the club across the shoulder. Say we do one of these, and the club is just to the right over here. And I even like to put it where the face is up in the air. So we'll flip it around so it's on your right side like this one. Yeah. And then now I like to hold it up here where I actually have the club head in a position where if I did it correctly and I turned and tilted, I would actually feel, and it would actually look like the club head got all the way down to the ball. It would feel like, in my point of view, the club head's literally right behind the ball like I could hit it. So the feeling of how I keep my head on the wall, the head stays on the wall by me tilting and turning. If I have no tilt, let's say here's the wall, if I have no tilt on the way down, like this, or let's even say the backswing. Backswing, no tilt, where's my head go? Up and away. That's right. And so when I come down, if I have no tilt,
Stand up.
oh, yeah. So it's a turn and a tilt. So I like the head on the wall for a reference point, but really we're feeling the right shoulder and pec working down and through. Now this plays right in with the follow through pieces. The more my head comes off the wall and my right shoulder's high, The shaft exits high and the face points down towards the ground. Push and pull hook.
What I do.
If my right shoulder stays low and my head stays in the wall, it's much easier for me to get my exit pattern. Yeah. So let's go up to the top and then pause. And then let's go down to impact all the way. Okay, so what do you feel like compared to normal here?
Feel my left shoulder higher and my right shoulder lower.
Perfect.
And my body tilted.
So this feels more tilted and you probably feel a little more turned.
Yes.
Tilted and turned.
Absolutely,
Let's,
yeah, hip is more open.
yeah, let's do 1 or 2 like that, just rehearsals. Up to the top and pause. And then let's pause down to impact. Yeah, bingo. So this feels more right shoulder lower, right shoulder and pec more turn. Good, one more. Good. Now from here, and as you go through, allow your hips to push forward, allow yourself to stand up. Yeah, that would be your normal follow. Yeah, they can just go. So it's like some people do this and they get to here and they're like, I'm stuck, where do I go? Because your hips stay back, chest down. You let yourself push out of that. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. So when I pull this out of here and we start hitting with this, right? When we're getting this butt of the club left of this heel line, the more that when you come through, your right shoulder's low, right? And the hands are around you, the more your shoelaces and your hip turn, the more they turn, and your right shoulder's low, the easier the hand around part's gonna be.
Okay.
Those tie right in together. So our big key for the club path during the downswing is, like we said, all we wanna do is have the club work on plane. So the same angle as the shaft into the ball and the same angle on the way through. So as we're working this follow through piece where the hands and club and arms are working more around, we still need to have the club working in over 4, right, or 330 with the toe on top of the heel. And then you're feeling it over this front shaft that we sort of have angled, you know, if we said, what, 12, 11, 10, 9 o'clock, but on a little bit of an angle to the right. So these 2 swing shafts for you would be good. I know you had the 4 o'clock in previously.
Yeah.
We would just add this in the front to say, hey, let's make sure we're still coming down over 4 with the toe on top of the heel or slightly in front. And then let's get through to this 9 o'clock. But when we still get through, the club head stays a little bit to the right of the hands. But the toe's always on top of the heel.